It's Sunday Night Live with your host, Putty Man. Ladies and gentlemen, Putty Man.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Sunday Night Live. This is going to be episode 5. This is going to be with, well, first off, welcome, guys. We do have our host for today is Kieran Culkin, which I will explain who that is later in the episode, as well as musical guest Ed Sheeran. I'm not a fan of Ed Sheeran, but it's good because there are fans out there. So first and foremost, welcome to the stream, guys. This is going to be a short stream. We are going to be talking about the episode 5 of season 47 of Saturday Night Live, which came on last night. They did take a hiatus last week as myself for Halloween, and we are back on track for tonight. So this episode was, there's some callbacks to some old SNL that we're going to definitely get into. But if you are new to my Sunday Night Live streams, make sure you go ahead and hit that like button. This might not be your cup of tea, but it is my cup of tea, so sip a cup of tea with us, I think. Anyway, so again, we are going to be talking about last night's episode of Saturday Night Live. And of course, this is always going to be a recap. We may do some special episodes, and I'm going to start eventually integrating sketches of my own or funny skits to get you guys more happy to watch a show like this. But I figured let's start off slow, try to get an audience, which unfortunately we really haven't been getting any. But that's okay. I again, this is a passion project that I've always wanted to do, and I've decided to go ahead and push for it. So with that being said, again, we're going to be talking about last night's episode, which of course always starts with its cold opening, guys. So what I mean by that is it actually has the I'm trying to find the cover of the thing. There we go, cover screen. There we go, bam. And so they always start with a cold open, as I stated before. This cold open is for a show called Justice with Judge Janine, and Cecily Strong actually plays Judge Janine in the episode. And so she's basically talking about topics of COVID, vaccines, things of that nature. And her first interview is with a football player by the name of Aaron Rodgers. And Pete Davidson is actually playing Aaron Rodgers. And the joke is that he hasn't gotten his vaccine, but he states it's because of that he had accidental things happen, things of that nature. Pete Davidson's been doing a lot more of the more political humor with those characters, so it is good to see him get off the old odd wagon. Then we have Alex Moffat playing Governor-elect Glenn Youngkin, and what makes this part so funny is that he brings in not this part, but he brings in a concerned mom or concerned parent. Helen Stevens, played by Heidi Gardner, and she's concerned about how there's inappropriate books, like a book called Holes, which I'm sure you all might have heard of it, or Moby Dick being the word dick in it. So yeah. Anyway, so that's the whole joke about that. But then all of a sudden, the governor then gets a special shout out by Donald Trump, and Donald Trump is being played by James Austin Johnson here. And of course, he's trying to avoid it because he doesn't want to be. Of course, he doesn't want nobody talking about, he doesn't want Donald Trump to be associated with him. So he's basically trying to avoid any connection with him at all. So that's pretty much what that sketch is, and that's it. It's a political sketch. He does have little jokes about he runs down advice, Star Wars, lights, lasers and swords, Dune, Chalamet, Jason Momoa, and so on and so forth. It's really kind of odd. Anyway, and then it basically ends there after a few more times of him showing his support for him, and then of course we go into our cast. Okay, so here's where I wanted to get into explaining the host of the show. So the person you see here, this gentleman right here, this is our host, uh, Kieran Culkin. He's actually part of a show I'm not familiar with called Succession, but the way I know him is he's actually the younger brother of Macaulay Culkin. If you've seen the Home Alone movies, then you know who Macaulay Culkin is. So years back, and I mean years back, Macaulay Culkin actually hosted SNL. You see him right here, and he got hoisted up on a bunch of the cast members' shoulders, and you actually see Kieran Culkin talking about it because he was on that show. His older brother Macaulay allowed him to get on the show so he can do sketches as well with him, which I remember the sketches fondly. There was like Thanksgiving sketch, which is really funny because it's close to Thanksgiving. But here he is. Here he is as a little kid, Kieran Culkin, right here in the corner, and he's looking up at Kevin Nealon. And the reason he's looking up is because he wants to be hoisted up just like his older brother. So what ends up happening is he ends up asking Kevin Nealon to hoist him up on his arms and everything, because he felt like he didn't, he felt guilty about it. So, or not felt guilty, but felt jealous because his brother got hoisted up. So let me see if I can show you guys that real quick. There it is, and he just basically gets thrown around like a rag doll. See, so it's a callback to when he was on there with his brother as a little kid, and now he's hosting the show by himself without his brother. Which of course his brother unfortunately went through some drug problems, things of that nature. So it's a callback to like back, and keep in mind this is like an old episode. This is when like Adam Sandler. Here's not Dana Carvey, but I'm having a brain fart right now. He was in Tommy Boy with Tommy Boy with Chris Farley, David Spade. As soon as I said Chris Farley, I figured it out. But this is David Spade right here, and then of course other cast members. This is literally old. This is again when Kevin Nealon, which you guys probably don't even know who Kevin Nealon is. But Kevin Nealon was in my favorite movie of all time, Grandma's Boy, which wound up making my channel name prior to turning to Putty. So anyway, and that's pretty much the opening monologue with Kieran Culkin, him talking about his wanting to get camera attention in the old episode. Then, for the first sketch, we end up getting him calling Spectrum, the Spectrum Internet Service, and in the Spectrum Internet Service, he's trying to get his cable disconnected, but he's having so many problems where the first agent, Mikey Day, basically says, "So you want to upgrade your cable, plan?" And he's like, "No, I want to disconnect it." He's like, "Oh, well, let me get you the cancellations. Please hold." So then he's sent over to Ego Wodum, which she says, "Oh no, I'm the wrong person. You need to go." And then basically from there, it becomes a chain of people he ends up getting delivered to. Even to have Kenan Thompson outside ready to hook up his cable, as if he doesn't already have cable. But that's not what he's wanting. And the whole thing is just basically him being passed from person to person until he gets connected to a Domino's personnel. And then at the end of the episode, so he continues to get connected to different people. And then he finally gets connected to the Spectrum head played by Bowen Yang. It's called the Spectrum head. That's pretty much it. And he's still trying to get him to upgrade. And then right after the episode ends, it basically shows... hold on, let me see if I can just get to it. He basically shows Kenan Thompson's on his apartment ready to hook up his cable. And again, he wasn't trying to hook up his cable. He's breaking up with his girlfriend. He's trying to move out. There he is. See, he's not supposed to be in the house, and so on and so forth. And that's the sketch. Yeah, I guess that is creepy. Yeah, right. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's the first sketch. How do I feel about it? I've been through that before, kind of. So I get the humor, but it was kind of dry humor to me and kind of boring. Okay, so this one's actually one I did like. Kenan Thompson plays a security guard for a rich guy, and lo and behold, there is it's basically, think of it as like a movie. In the sketch, he finds a like a rope, and come to find out it's actually Chris Red, and he's playing the thief of this movie, or whatever you might want to call it. And so he ends up being the thief, and we end up having, like, for example, let me see if I can get to it. The hacker. Let me see if I can get to it before it. Yeah, here's the hacker who's hacking into the system, and then there's the mastermind, which is coming next. And of course, the mastermind is talking with Natalia, which is the client that is trying to have the thief, him, steal a Lamborghini. Here's the joke of this: he gets into the Lamborghini, acting all cocky, and he doesn't know how to drive a stick shift. So of course you're like, oh, okay, well, so they start trying to tell him how to drive a stick shift, and lo and behold, it's not even just a stick shift. He does not know how to drive a car in the first place. He barely knew how to start the car, let alone drive it, to the point of he ends up crashing the car, and and that's it. It's pretty much crashed. So and that's the heist. That's the heist sketch. It actually was funnier than me explaining it. It's just visually, and Chris Red definitely sold the whole, yeah, I got this. What's a wheel? Like, he was just playing off so dumb, but it was much funnier when he was doing it. Then we go into Ego Wodom's sketch. She's playing a old singer / actress by the name of Dionne Warwick, and apparently she has a talk show that comes on during the day now. And when I mean old, she's old, guys. Like, this is before I was born. She's been around, okay? But she has her own talk show. So, in her talk show, there's the whole joke that she's scared of, like, young people. So we have Chloe Fine playing. This is supposed to be Miley Cyrus right here. So she's playing Miley Cyrus right here, and of course she gets a little bit freaked out by her. And then she goes for her COVID shot or her Corona shot, and in return, the doctor cannot even administer the COVID shot because she's singing. Like, he's trying to get her to lift up her arm. She sings, and then she sits back down, saying, "I didn't feel a thing. It's because you didn't get the shot, all right?" Then of course we have Mr. Culkin here, Kieran Culkin. He's actually playing Jason Mraz here. And she sends him off. That part wasn't funny. Then they actually had Ed Sheeran come on, and then of course after that we had Pete Davidson, but he's actually playing. Pete Davidson's actually playing. What's his name? I've got the name here. Hold on. He is playing. He's playing Post Malone. But apparently she had Machine Gun Kelly on the show one time, and it freaked her out. So she sent him off the show. So she figured since Machine Gun Kelly was bad, that Post Malone wouldn't be. And as soon as he walks in, she sends her off. Apparently, the way the whole sketch is to be is that Dionne Warwick is very uncomfortable with people that are very edgy, and she's more down to earth. But then they throw probably the biggest curveball. Her playing Dionne Warwick ends up interviewing no one else but actual Dionne Warwick. So for those that don't know, this is the actual Dionne Warwick. This is the one. She's been around for years. She's old, you can definitely tell, but she's literally playing her. So I will say this: even though Dionne Warwick is afraid of people like Machine Gun Kelly and just people that are edgy, for her to do the show and make fun of herself, because she's literally looking at Ego Wodom playing herself. And so it's kind of funny. And, she does laugh at herself, and she does make fun of herself in this sketch, to the point of, because she sings a lot on the show, not on her own show, her talk show, that they get up and sing a song together, and that ends the sketch. It's adorable. It's not for me. It's probably not for you. It's probably for a lot older people, and that's what this part of the show is for. It's for those people that are a lot older. So, yeah. And there you go. That is the Dionne Warwick talk show. Again, it didn't appeal to me. I did like the part with Pete Davidson as Post Malone, and she freaks out over that. That's funny. And I did like the part where she was singing and wouldn't get the shot. So, again, it's not for other people, but it's definitely funny for those that are older that like her. I'm guessing they would. I don't know. Again, it didn't appeal to me. And then we go into the next sketch. In this next sketch, we have Bo and Yang coming into a bathroom, and the whole idea of this sketch is about the awkwardness of being in a bathroom with other employees. but then every time they have an awkward moment, the camera zooms in on them and the light shines, and they're like, "What did I just say? What'd I do? That was weird." That kind of situation. It was humorous. It had some funny things that happened, and it continued on with other employees and everything, or other cast members playing employees, to where it got really awkward with a lot of people. The funniest part, though, would definitely be Alex Moffat's part. He comes into the bathroom, comes to the stall right here, and while everyone is acting awkward, he admits to murdering somebody. He said, I killed a man. I had no regrets of it or anything like else. And after his little escapade, then we see that somebody is actually in the stall this whole time. And it's none other than cast member, or former cast member, Tracy Morgan. First off, if you don't know who Tracy Morgan is, he's on 30 Rock. He's hilarious. And if you haven't seen, he's been in movies too. He's a funny guy. Well, what ends up happening is he comes out of the stall, sees him standing there, and says, "You killed my brother." And then the sketch ended. Here's the thing. If this sketch was funny, seeing Tracy Morgan was an OMG moment for me. Like, oh my God, Tracy Morgan's here. You know what I mean? Honestly, the thing is, these sketches this week are kind of stale until we get to the next sketch. I'll be honest with you, I think I would consider this next sketch that's coming up probably my favorite sketch of the night, and it was just quite hilarious. So let's go ahead and get into that one. And the next one that we're going to be looking at is called The Jockey. Alright, let me try to get to it real quick. Okay, The Jockey. And in this sketch, there's a jockey, which they don't have any name at first of, that had got his legs broken. So a doctor being played by I'm trying to see his name real quick. James Austin Johnson, one of the new cast members. Again, he's getting a lot of like views. I was talking to the owner, Mikey Day, saying he can't ride the horse no more. So they have to look for a new jockey. That's when Chris Redd's character comes in and says, "I know a guy." And then they introduce you to the guy. And this is supposed to be like a funny sketch to a movie. But here's, I'm just going to show it to you guys real quick. Hopefully I won't get too much. I'm going to stop it and try not to get too much thing. But basically, he's looking for the jockey right here. He's like, "Where's the jockey?" He's like, "Wait for it. You'll see." And then what ends up happening is, and let me see if I can get to it real quick without, showing too much. He ends up looking out. I'm trying to get to it without spoiling it. And it's very funny what happens. So you see this jockey right here. He's sitting, and the horse is going to come by, the horse that they're looking for with the new jockey. And lo and behold, there he's like, "What?" And it's actually Kieran Culkin, a.k.a. Macaulay Culkin's brother, as a skateboarder, riding the back of the horse as a skateboarder. Now, here's what makes this sketch funny. At this point, which I can't be showing everything because, copyright, and I don't want SNL down my back. I'm already probably showing too much video. He starts kick flipping and ollieing the horse down the track to the point of he then starts singing like he's in a band, talking about ollieing the horse and everything. See, there he is in the band. And then at one point, as he's singing with the ska pop rock band, he even mentions how he's got to go out of town and he's going to miss the horse, and so he's afraid that if he leaves, they're going to turn the horse into glue. Well, when he says that, the horse hears him about to turn the glue thing and drops him to the ground. Okay. What makes this really funny is as he's being dragged out of the thing, he says he won the derby. Oh no, sorry. He gets knocked out the horse, then gets trampled right here, and then he ends up waking up to talking about how he won the derby, and he also got his own Wicked video game, and his Wicked video game is called Toby Bird's Pro Jockey, aka Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, but on a horse. It's really stupid, but it's funny. I'm sorry. It was hilarious. It was really damn funny. So this was probably my favorite one. And if you guys want to see the sketch and you live in the States, because I found out if you want to watch any of these sketches that I've got linked in the description below, because they're all posted on YouTube, you have to be in the States apparently. Apparently they don't show these in Canada. Don't know why. They just don't. But this would by far be my favorite sketch. Would be the jockey sketch. So definitely, if you could check it out, and I love how it's on PlayStation 2. Let's shout out to how it's PlayStation 2 on the top. It's hilarious. Um, so that was called the Jockey sketch. And then we go into it, and Ed Sheeran goes into his first musical performance. Kind of funny, not kind of funny, not really enjoyable, that kind of thing. I don't know why I said kind of funny. Maybe it is funny because I really didn't pay attention to it. Anyway, and then of course after every musical guest, we go right into Weekend Update. Now for Weekend Update, of course they do jokes, political jokes about things that you might not be interested in, and then of course we always have our characters that appear on the episode that they might act as. Kenan Thompson ends up playing Ice Cube, and he's actually being questioned why he will not take the COVID vaccine, and why he refused it. And basically, the whole joke is he's afraid of needles. I'm just gonna spoiler alert: he's afraid of needles. Funny. The one I actually had really funny parts would be and he does talk about because okay, so apparently here's what's going on. He was supposed to shoot a movie with Jack Black, but then they would not let him come on the set, so he lost the role because he would not take a COVID vaccine. And everyone's telling me, just take the vaccine. I don't know why you're making a big deal out of it. And so he's been, and then he's making jokes about he's been rejected from other movies like A New Barbershop 4, and so on and so forth. Another one called Mamma Mia Cubed, just being rejected from other movies because he wouldn't take the vaccine. And then of course more political news, so on and so forth. And then we get to a character that probably was the funniest on Weekend Update, played by Cecily Strong, called the Goober the Clown on Abortion. And basically she's talking about how she was forced to to abort a baby, but the whole time she's acting like a clown using humor out of the whole situation. So a very, very, very dark humor on that one. Yeah. Definitely very dark humor on this one, to the point that even her the squeaker toy or squeaker here doesn't work, but everything does work. The tie spinning, the water shooting out of the flower, everything clown related happens in the sketch outside of that. But yeah, so and that pretty much is Weekend Update. All right, and then we go into a new show called Wake Up Rhode Island. This one's actually kind of funny and really dark. So here's what's going on. We'll start up. Basically, it's two newscasters, and they're going to be talking. They're going to be doing the regular newscast. They end up sending to a news reporter called Beth Bennington, and she's on the field talking to an Eagle Scout, where all these kids in the Eagle Scouts are going to clean up trash on the shores by an ocean. And so they say, "Okay, we'll get back to you later." Well, what ends up happening is they go to the weatherman. And it's played by Kieran Culkin, and he's doing since he planned all night last night on doing a whole skit during his weather thing where he's playing a turkey, and he actually raps about being a turkey, so on and so forth, really funny, to the point of where suddenly there's if you look, there's a breaking news here where there's a hurricane coming in the area. And that anyone near any shores of water need to leave because it's literally trampling everything that it comes in contact with. Now keep in mind, he's the weatherman. He totally forgot to, he forgot to plan out his whole weather forecast. So he planned out all this rap, not informing people of a hurricane coming. And so what ends up happening is when he realizes his mistake, he tries to get back on track with the paperwork and everything, like, oh my God, I need to get back on track. But the problem is, as he's showing the hurricane, little graphics and everything of his rap comes in. And it becomes really bad to where it's like he's like sinking, things get bad. So, of course, he's enjoying it. She's like hating it. And then they try to go back to Beth Bennington, if you remember the lady that was with the scouts. And lo and behold, the scouts are dead because the hurricane hit them and killed them. And let me see if I can get to Beth Bennington. Let's see here. Wait, no, this is him trying to take off the headpiece. Or telling her to take up the headpiece. Let me see if I can get to the Beth Bennington part. It's always... this little timeline thing is so hard to scan across without missing anything. But basically, yeah. Anyway, the basic gist of it is that there she was. There she literally was in the hurricane, and the kids were swallowed up by it. Like the kids are now missing, and it's like become bad just because he wanted to do his little rap and messed up everything. But yeah, it was actually pretty funny. Not top notch. Like I said, last episode we talked about with I forgot who was hosting last week, but the episode 4. Oh, there it is. There's the hurricane where she's in the hurricane and the kids are missing and gone and dead. Again, I would say last episode was definitely better than this one. If I was to say in order, I would say the last episode. I hate putting it this way. This one is on par in my eyes to the I can't think of her name that played that dated Kanye West, or was married to Kanye West. I can't think of her name right now. Anyway, my point to the whole thing is this was honestly not one of the funniest episodes. It had a couple funny sketches here and there, but nothing really too excited about. And then, of course, the sketch ends. We go back to another Ed Sheeran performance. And then we finally go to our final sketch. Now, if you remember, I've talked in other episodes. There's Kim Kardashian. Thank you, Bryson. Thank you. My mod filled me in on that, the name I was trying to think of. So if you remember, there was a sketch that happened a couple weeks ago twice. One was cut, and then one was actually live called "Please Don't Destroy It." And basically, it's writers that are in a writing room. Well, what makes this sketch really funny is this gentleman right here broke up with his ex-girlfriend, and he's upset about it. He got mad at her, and he wants to call her to apologize. So all his friends say, yeah, call her to apologize. But then as soon as he calls her, he starts cussing her out, calling her names. And they get mad at him, saying, no, don't do that. And they end up taking the phone from him, saying, let me do it. And each time one of the guys gets the phone, they end up making it worse by cussing her out. To the point of, well, she gets really, really mad, ends up going to the writer's room, and then there she is, and her name's Angie, by the way, and kicking their asses. No joke. Like, literally kicking his ass, see? And that's it. That's pretty much it. Yeah. Listen, I gotta say, and there is one cut sketch, which is a weekend update sketch, which, it really wasn't anything to hold on. I will say I did like Kieran Culkin. He did, at the end of the closeout, he did thank his brother for letting him appear on the show originally when he was on the show. So he was very grateful. And the thing is apparently there was rumors online that he was trying to get his brother Macaulay Culkin to come on the show, but Macaulay Culkin just did not want to do it. And it's understandable. Macaulay Culkin has had a bad childhood. Being forced in the spotlight and everything, and then the drug overdose. It's just a lot. He went through a lot. So, yeah, it's one of those things where it feels like it just wasn't that good. I mean, there were some funny parts that were slightly funny, but it just lost the mark on this episode, honestly. Here's the thing. I don't blame the cast on some of this stuff, but what ends up happening is there's a situation where you have to kind of make jokes about politics, and they're required by NBC's rules that they have to do political humor and they have to do satirical humor based on real people. Dionne Warwick is not even a popular character, even though she has her own talk show. And making fun of her is funny because when Ego Wodum does Dionne Warwick, it's such a spot-on impersonation that it is funny, but it misses the mark because I feel like we're getting the same stuff we used to get, and it's starting to get really dry. The humor that mostly ends up being the best is when they do their own humor, like the Spectrum, and or even the Thief one here that they did, where they're taking the car. Those end up being better than the other ones, but I feel like that because they're so forced to do the political humor, these kind of fall dry to these, and I feel like if they had more time, for example, like I said, the best one would definitely be the Jockey one. It's really just, I'll be honest with you, just so stupid and funny at the same time that it makes it really, really enjoyable. So, again, and the bathroom, okay, well, I'm saying this, the bathroom one is funny too. The awkwardness is actually quite funny as well. But yeah, the Jockey one, the The Jockey one with the skateboarder is probably the funniest one in my eyes. So if you get to see any of them, I would say definitely watch this one. It's probably the funniest in all of them. And again, it's just everything, everything about it just screams pretty funny. But yeah, I mean, again, this episode was good, but then again, there was only certain sketches that are funny but it still fell short. It really did. Honestly, I'm not going to try to bubble it up and say that it's the best that happened this week. It's quite honestly a little bit disappointing in the nature that it went through. So I don't know. I mean, again, it's pretty much not much else to say. I'll be honest with you. If this season gets a little bit more and more drier, what I'll probably do is after the season ends, we'll probably do a few more Sunday Night Live episodes where we'll talk about past sketches that are better. The Aaron Rodgers one was okay. You talk about the cold open. Okay, see, here's the thing. The cold open one is just kind of, and I'm surprised you actually watched it. The only thing was him. Yeah, I'll agree. Pete Davidson as Aaron Rodgers was funny. That's the only part of it. Then once they got away from him doing Aaron Rodgers, I felt it was boring. Like all those, the whole Donald Trump thing, that was boring in my eyes. Yeah, so I don't know. I guess then I want to show some of the best sketches I've seen in Saturday Night Live history in my eyes, and we'll definitely do that down the road when the season ends or whenever there's like a day where they don't have a new episode, and we'll do like a flashback and talk about some old episodes. And I might even do like a little thing where I might even do a poll saying, hey, which one of these actors or comedians would you say was your favorite Saturday Night Live cast member? So when we get to that point, I will do that. But as for this week, Kieran Culkin is not a bad kid, just wasn't good, as far as content, I should say. But yeah, I think I'm just gonna leave it at that. I told you guys I was gonna leave this one short. Keep in mind again, and I posted an announcement. If we have to, we'll post another announcement tomorrow. I won't be streaming tomorrow, Tuesday and Wednesday, because I have to get stuff done for an inspection that's happening. And then I'll be back Thursday night to stream. So it's going to be a break, but it's not a break I'm really excited for because I literally have to take everything down. But I will state this. All my stuff that's back here, that I removed and everything, all my wall stuff back here, I'm going to put some new stuff up there. Now, I probably won't be posters because I don't have any money for new posters, but I'll probably put some old action figures that I have boxed up and place them on the wall for decoration. So, but that's it, guys. I will see you guys on Thursday. And I appreciate the one person that watching. I know it's just you, Bryson. If there is anybody else watching, I do appreciate you watching, but I pretty much think that it's just Bryson, and I appreciate it. And if there is somebody else in the background, I appreciate it as well. But that's it, guys. That is Sunday Night Live for November 7th, 2021. I will see you guys next Sunday for our next Sunday Night Live episode. And as always, I am Putty, live from my bedroom, and it's Sunday night. And I'll see you guys next Sunday. Everyone have the next 3 days. And again, I'll see everyone in general on Thursday. Peace. Okay. We're doing before I close this out. No, we're doing a special episode of Sunday Night Live tonight, guys. All right, we're doing a special episode of Sunday Night Live, ladies and gentlemen. I stopped my end screen. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a special guest in the stream. He is a SNL alumni, just as myself. All right. And that is Kenny Rama. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce you guys to Kenny Rama. He is in the stream right now, guys. And the reason I say he is an SNL alumni, he is probably the only person that understands my passion for Saturday Night Live, ladies and gentlemen. And so I've been waiting for him to appear on an episode of Sunday Night Live since I've started this series, guys. So first and foremost, welcome those and welcome Kenny to the stream. I definitely was ending the stream, Kenny, until I looked over and saw your name, and I'm like, really? Kenny is here. Unfortunately, we did a full recap and talked about how horrible this episode was. Comparatively to a lot of the other ones, I've been talking about how last episode they had, which was the Jason Sudeikis episode, was much better. Actually, if I were to rate, and I'll say this now since you're here, Kenny, if I was to rate the episodes, I would say Jason Sudeikis so far this season is number 1. Number 2 would probably be the Rami Malek episode. Number 3 would be the Owen Wilson episode, and then it's tied between Kim Kardashian and Kieran Culkin. I mean, I did like the Kieran Culkin callback to Macaulay Culkin, but honestly, yeah, it's so hard to pick between these two. They were just so bad. So yeah, I would say the Jason Sudeikis episode was probably the best one. Rami Malek and Owen Wilson could kind of be tied. Maybe Owen Wilson a little bit better. It's kind of a mixed bag there. So, but yeah, that's my roundup on that. As I was saying before, if Kenny, you're still here, I am I'm going to be doing every single new episode of Saturday Night Live. I'm going to be doing a Sunday Night Live episode, but if we ever get any breaks where they show reruns in between them, I will be doing like a special show where I actually will talk about old episodes or cast members, and I'll also be setting up a poll on the YouTube community tab to where we can do votes on what favorite episodes that'd be. So, if you're wanting to actually, Kenny, if you ever want to have a discussion directly about Saturday Night Live, be ready for those episodes, because I don't know when the air dates are going to be for next few episodes, but I'm sure around Christmas time we'll probably have an episode that'll be a rerun that we'll be doing a special one. Because another thing, if you guys aren't aware, I do have a special playlist, and I'll go ahead and I'll bring this up too. By the way, if you guys want to know, and I'll show you guys this as well, if you guys want to see all the episodes, they're all on YouTube, and I put the links in the description below here. So if you guys want to see the episodes or the sketches, you can. Also, for those that love Saturday Night Live but don't want to have to go through the hubbub, or just want to see which episodes I like, I actually do a full playlist. Oh, sorry, wrong one. Wait, why is this? Wait. Why do I have that Herb Welch in here? All right, let's remove this. This is the wrong. This is not supposed to be in the playlist. Here, this is supposed to be in this one and not of this one. There we go. All right, there we go. That was a mistake. Anyway, but I have a full playlist of every single SNL that I've liked so far, so on and so forth. There's like 634 videos, and what we'll probably do is we'll probably do a whenever there's not a Saturday Night Live. Oh, Chris is on a Saturday. Yeah, definitely going to be different on that way. So we'll probably do after Christmas, we'll probably do a special episode of Saturday Night Live, talking about maybe Christmas episodes, things of that nature. Which I'll do a poll and see if you guys have any any cast members, hosts, or anything like that you want to see me talk about. And then at the same time, I do have special ones. Like, for example, I love the Science Room sketches. They are hilarious. So if you haven't seen the Lonnie and Josh Science Show sketches, definitely go and check those out. Those are in the playlist as well. So I no longer have my PS5, but I have a PC now, so we can Discord call. But I want to review Culkin's episodes with you. If you want to join me right now, Kenny, I am down. There's not many people watching. We can talk about it. I usually get off here about 12 o'clock, so we have like a few minutes. Would you like to? Okay, type exclamation point Discord here. Let me go ahead and send you there. And I do have a I do have a special party chat, so I'll show you real quick where you need to go. So let me go ahead and go into the party chat real quick. All right. And it's up to you, Kenny, if you want to join. I'll show you where you need to go when you get into the Discord. All right. Once you get into the Discord, if you scroll down here, you'll see where it says Sunday Night Live. I'm going to go ahead, if you get into the Discord, I'm going to go ahead and give you a role, Kenny. That's a special SNL role. That's only for like special guests and everything. That will allow you to get in there. So if you do want to join, I'll happily send you a invite to that and everything. Let's see here. And what else was I going to talk about? What else was I going to talk about? I had a memory fart there for a second, guys. Oh yeah, about the old Saturday Night Live stuff. Yeah, we'll be doing recaps and special things for the old Saturday Night Live episodes. So definitely make sure you guys are there for that. And let me see, I'm gonna try to find Kenny's name and give him the role. I'm not sure if you're in there, Kenny, or not. But yeah, that's pretty much all I can think of right now when it comes to the episode, and what was, our thoughts on that and everything. I would love to know your thoughts as well, Kenny, and what you thought of the episode. I do still have the episode queued up to go through, as well, and then let's see here. Still not in there. Okay. All right. But yeah, I'm trying to think what else I can discuss right now. As far as the episode or anything else of that nature when it comes to it. Again, if I was to pick, I guess if you want to talk about that, if I was to pick a favorite episode, well, of course, I've always got my favorite episode. More Cowbell, the Matt Foley Van Down by a River, Philip the Hypo and Grace, the D in a Box one. I do like the Puppet Class one with Seth MacFarlane. Let's see here. Oh, I love the Mirage one. That was pretty funny. Of course, I like the driving PSA with Wayne's World. Coach Burt is pretty funny. Taste Test is hilarious. If you've not seen Taste Test, and of course Lunch Ladyland. And okay, by far this is voted that probably one of the number one funniest sketches. Debbie Downer at Disney World will have you laughing. Again, these are all great episodes to watch. The Black Jeopardy with Tom Hanks, the Short Shorts for the USA. What's that name? Mr. Robertson Neighborhood for Nutrition. Let's see here. The Spooky Song. Oh, I love the Daily Affirmation from Michael Jordan as well. Yeah, again, this playlist is going to give you probably some of the best episodes on SNL history. So, unfortunately, I don't know where Kenny went. I was so excited to have Kenny as our special guest. But I think he's kind of gone at the moment, so I don't know what happened there. But let's just say this. It was still a joy to see him. I'm so happy that he got on, and if he does decide he wants to get on to appear on the show, I'm happy to give him the SNL role and bring him on, because Kenny's a Saturday Night Live fan as much as I am, and it brings me a great honor and respect to him for him to come in and talk to us about SNL. So, yeah. So I guess again, maybe some other time I will be doing an SNL episode next week. But and hopefully Ken will be there next week. If not, that's fine. As for the show, let's just go and end it again. Sorry about the slight interruption if you're watching this down the road in the future. We just had a special guest. I do have the live chat replay up as well, so you can see all the stuff that I was discussed with my live streamers too, as well, on the right hand side of the screen. So I'll end it there, even though we had a quick moment of realism and awesomeness with another SNL fan. But again, guys, I will not be streaming the next 3 days. I'll be streaming on Thursday, and I will be doing another episode of Sunday Night Live next Sunday. So again, doing my closer again, I am Putty, live from my bedroom. And don't forget, it's Sunday night.